Hi, my name is Thomas Weiss, and I'm a program manager in the Azure Cosmos DB team. In this video, I will guide you through the different offers that are available today or will be available soon on Azure Cosmos DB. When using Cosmos DB, you pay for the storage consumed by your data and for the operations you perform against the database. Any operation you perform consumes some amount of database resources expressed in request units or RUs. So choosing the right offer is all about choosing how Cosmos DB will deliver these request units whenever you're using the database. The first offer that's been available on Cosmos DB since the service launched is Provision Throughput. This offer lets you configure the amount of throughput you expect the database to deliver and requires you to plan for the right performance level to cover your application's needs. Note that this offer delivers throughput, expressed in request units per second. So by configuring my database at 5,000 RUs per second, I'm guaranteed that this amount of throughput will be available, which is great for applications that receive sustained traffic. I also get very strong guarantees over the latency and availability of my database. Now, it's pretty rare that request traffic is as steady as shown here, and actual traffic usually varies over time. This can lead to unused capacity if the amount of throughput we have provisioned is substantially higher than the throughput my application consumes. When traffic patterns are predictable, Cosmos DB lets you manually change the amount of provisioned throughput to make sure that the capacity you provision matches the capacity you need. What if my traffic patterns are unpredictable? In this situation, it's impractical or even impossible to use manual scaling because we never know when we will need more throughput and when we will need less. And that's when autoscale comes into play. In this mode, you only have to configure a maximum amount of throughput you expect your application to need. Then, Cosmos DB will automatically scale your provision throughput up and down to accommodate your application's requirements within a range that spans from the maximum level you've configured down to 10% of that maximum. Autoscale delivers the exact same promises and is the best solution when you have unpredictable traffic patterns but also need guaranteed performance. The provision throughput offer we have covered so far lets you provision throughput capacity. But what if I don't need any real throughput? When performing development or testing activities, or even when running small, non-critical applications, our database may just sit idle most of the time and only needs to process requests occasionally. We can certainly use autoscale here again, as it will dynamically scale up the delivered throughput whenever a request kicks in. But because the time granularity of autoscale is 1 hour, and because it always provisions at least 10% of the maximum throughput you have configured, this would still represent unused capacity. To best accommodate these kind of workloads, we are introducing a new offer, Serverless. Azure Cosmos DB Serverless is going to be a pure consumption model, where only RUs consumed by your requests will get billed, eliminating the concept of provision capacity that isn't required in this scenario. This new offer will launch in public preview in just a couple of months. In this video, we have explored the provision throughput offer that is available today on Azure Cosmos DB and the new serverless offer that will become available very soon. By efficiently addressing any traffic pattern, this comprehensive offering ensures that Azure Cosmos DB is a cost-effective solution for any workload.